So let's proceed.
Yep, sounds good to me. Okay.
So as I told you in the initial that in the first chapter, we will be understanding the basics about the cloud computing. So in this session, what we'll be understanding, what the basic concepts, cloud terms, identify cloud network storage technology, and recognize cloud design aspects. So when we talk about the cloud, so can you help me with the brief, what you understand from the cloud as you are already working on the, you have had a little bit experience from the cloud?
Yeah. So my understanding of the cloud is it's everything's hosted on servers that aren't necessarily owned by you, and they could be anywhere in the world, essentially. And pretty much what your requirements are for hosting it can change relatively easily and quickly without a huge cost to the organization. Cloud obviously comes with this as well. You have to manage that data is sometimes stored in your region because it is subject to the laws of wherever it's stored, which is often something we have to consider. Cloud is, I don't have the technical knowledge to describe it in detail, I would say, but
it's not fine. It's not. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't have. I'm just checking. Yeah, just basic about that. So absolutely, whatever you said, it's correct. So if I would have to describe the cloud in few sentences, then cloud have its elasticity, which supports the high requirement as and when required, or low requirement as and when required. The best thing is that it's a very financial supportive, that as and when you require high server utilization, you can use it. If you do not require high server utilization, it automatically, with the help of elasticity, you can reduce it and you can use up to the level of server you required. And the best thing is that in this, you have to pay only those services that you are using. If you're not using, you need not to pay it. Second is the services provided, whatever services you want to use for your infrastructure. If you want to host any application, so you can use SaaS support. If you want to host any database, you can go for the PaaS. And if you want to go with a dedicated development product, then also you can use platform. But in details, if you want to use EC2 instances, then you have to go with the infrastructure and services model, where you can utilize the high availability part. Wherever you want from the world, you can use it. You can customize your policy. And the good thing is that with the cloud, you do not have to work or support for the end-to-end infrastructure. With the different module or different cloud part, in the SaaS, you have to work for the just application services. You have to support your application services. In the platform, you have to support your database application and your related to database services. And that is what means this provider help you that, and some part vendor is supporting the service provider by which we have taken the AWS services. Or if you have taken AWS services, then you can see AWS support you 90% time, and 10% time only you have to work it upon. So it's a support flexibility very much, which is very easy for people to grab it and work it upon. And the means financial is very supportive. So these are the few things that provide its elasticity. Like in Australia, if you have some major event and you want the high availability of the at that point of time, like in New Year, there might be certain website or certain things goes high, so that can be increased automatically for that particular day. So, or you can say, for example, if you are watching Netflix, there is certain movie release on Netflix on New Year, and there is huge demand of that movie. So Netflix can automatically scale it up to that level for that particular day. And on very next day, if their demand is reduced, then automatically they can shut down their server. Automatically, electricity come to the picture, and whatever that's for the consumption, they will reduce their server automatically. So this is the way, for example, you can correlate it, how it works with that.
That's a good analogy.
So when we talk about the what we are goals toward this particular topic. So in this, what is expected that have a strong background but need a demonstrate business. So this is the business related knowledge. It's stopping our topic. Let's move to the cloud computing part. So as I told you, you are well aware about the NIST.
Not really, no.
Oh, just let me give you the background about the NIST. NIST is the National Institute of Standard Technology, which help us to provide the different standards across the world with respect to the information technology and other services. So according to them, what is cloud computing? They have defined it in a way that cloud computing is a kind of services, or it's services that provide on-demand self-service, that help us broad network access, that help us to provide a resource pooling, that help us rapid electricity, and one of the major part that I told you that it help us to measure service. So what all these 5 topics we will be going on deeply to understand what the meaning of on-demand self-service, how we are using these in our practical day-to-day activity. So these topics we are covering the further slides in detail. So let's see. So on-demand service. So whatever the services that we are consuming as on need basis, that just now I have given you example of Netflix, that at any particular day, if there is certain demand of any movie, a huge demand goes, then Netflix can automatically, their servers hosted on the AWS can escalate, scale itself, and they can handle their customer as per their requirement. So as on need basis, the number of servers will increase, and on need basis, the server number of services will decrease. Okay. So the good thing is that while doing this, no human intervention required. Where if we go with the current, you can say current practices, that if we have our in-house services, in-house server, so for this we need to build up a huge investment. We have to do huge investment, and once we procure any physical server, you can't even reduce it, or you can optimize this. Okay, so this is what the major difference that we have from the cloud to our current in-house services. Okay, so organization have the flexibility to provision resources, server, storage, web application as well per their business requirement. Means today I have to host 3 server as per the client requirement. I have that flexibility. I can go right up there and I can host it and I can use it, and as per the usage basis I can pay it. Where just to compare it with the current infrastructure, if you have in-house services, so at any point of time, if you have certain business requirement and you do not have any physical server at your office, then it's not possible for you to host new services, because for that you need to have a new server. So for that, before that, you need to purchase your new server. You have to configure it. You have to work around 5 to 7 days before. Then only you can able to deploy this. But where in the cloud, you need not to worry about these things. If you need any more server, you can go there. You can switch on your server. You can switch on the configure the application as per requirement. You can configure the EC2 instances, your database as per requirement, and then as per your need basis, means how many hours you need to run that server. If it's required for only 4 hours, you can turn on those server for 4 hours, and after that you can turn it off, and you will need to pay only 4 hours of usage bill, and you can effectively use the infrastructure. Clear?
Yep.
Then also organization can provide provision resources by using their own internal IT staff without relying on the cloud service providers staff. So it's up to you. Means if any organization is having IT staff in house, they can use that staff to provision these services. If any organization do not have any IT staff, they can even take the services of cloud to host it on behalf of them as per their requirement, and they can do that. So it's so flexible that whether you have resources in-house or not, it doesn't matter, your work will not suffer. Clear?
Yep, definitely.
Any
I
question,
understand that much.
Laslan? Yeah,
Yep.
any doubt?
No.
Okay.